how did you connect with Yuvraj?
With Yuvraj, I met him in Chitwan. That I was there with my group, and my group went for an elephant safari for 2 hours. That's where I met him actually, and there were like a bunch of kids playing around that area. And while like I was just hanging around there for 2 hours while my guests were gone, and just started to chat with them. And there was this boy like standing there and smiling with really sweet smile. So I asked them like, where do they live? And they said like they live nearby. So I started to ask their names, and there were girls. They said their name, and I asked their name, his name, and if they're related to each other. And he was there with his sister, and so I asked them like where do they live, and they live nearby. But the other two girls from the village, they said like they don't belong to that village. Actually, they are from like they used to live in a town with their parents, and since their parents couldn't afford them to have them with, so they sent them to their grandmother house, which is nearby village. And I was very sad to hear, and such a sweet boy with great smile, and to hear that like their parents couldn't afford them to have them and send them over, and it was a very bad feeling. Then I decided to go and see where they live, their village. So they took me, and they were all excited, and I went there in the village with them, and we like went to his house, well, his grandmother's house, and it was a small room with two beds. And I asked them like who sleep in that bed, and one little bigger bed, and that was for his grandmother. And what's the other bed for? And they say it's for their aunt. And I asked them where do you sleep, and they said they sleep down on the floor. And it was very sad to see that, because there was nothing to sleep on. It was very thin, some kind of like, let's say,
Sheet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was very sad to see. But all those kids were so happy and with great smile. And what I saw was like none of them have been brushing their teeth. So I asked them, "Don't you give it to them," and they're all excited. Then every time that I go back, I always try to see him. And after like several times that I've been into that village, and even village kids that they know that every time that I'm there, that I will look for this boy. So they will just like run ahead and try to get him or try to call him. And because of this boy, like we went with Jim and Lynn